Okay, everybody, I wasn't gonna comment on this whole topic with the new director for the new Rey Star Wars movie, but everybody has an opinion on this thing, and I was like, you know what? I might as well just throw my own in here. So here is the comment by the director, Charmin Obaid Chinoy. She said, "It's about time a woman shaped a Star Wars film." Now, what she's meaning is that she's the first female Star Wars movie director. Obviously, females have directed some like Disney Plus stuff, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. But we've never had a woman actually direct a full-length feature film Star Wars film. So yeah, I think that's great. Like, obviously, I want women to work and have the same opportunities and everything, but the problem that comes from that statement there means that you're implying that there was something wrong before, because when you're saying it's about time, that means like you have a solution, you have a change, something that's better or superior that's going to be brought by you just because you're a female, which doesn't really make a lot of sense in my opinion. She also did an interview about, I believe it was 7 or 8 years ago, where she said that she likes to make men feel uncomfortable. Now, that got kind of taken out of context because she was talking about a documentary she made exposing some pretty bad guys. And a lot of people are obviously saying, "Oh, like she's gonna do the same thing with Star Wars," which, to a degree, I can see why you would think that. She is a feminist activist director, and she's made content, like she's made documentaries showcasing that kind of side to her. And she was an adult when she made that, so her beliefs most likely aren't going to change. And she said that she likes to implement that in everything that she produces, so it makes sense to believe that she would try to bring that over to Star Wars as well. But there's another problem with that. The Star Wars fan base is two-thirds male. And when you're saying you want to make guys uncomfortable and that all your projects, all the things that you direct have that theme, a lot of the guys are going to be turned off from that. They're not going to want to pay to go see this movie and support it because you're already alienating them and putting them in a spot that they don't want to be in. No one wants to be uncomfortable, especially when you go watch a Star Wars movie. Now, I do hope her movie is genuinely really good. Like, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I really actually like Rey as a character. I thought her trilogy was decent. I thought it was like a 6.5 overall between the three movies. It's not amazing, it's not terrible, it's just fine. And I'm really hoping that they can redeem her story and give her an amazing movie that's going to be directed by Charmin. And, you just can't go out of the gates just alienating people and saying that it's about time a woman directed this thing. Like, you're just setting yourself up to fail. Just look at the discourse online just from that comment alone and the uncomfortable comment from a few years ago. Like, all you had to say was, "I am so excited to direct a Star Wars movie. I can't wait for people to see it." Like, just something so basic like that, but she came out swinging. I also don't really get the whole thing of like celebrating, like, oh, first female Star Wars movie directed. Like, I get it, it's important to have women in Hollywood directing movies and getting their foot in the door and creating an amazing career. But at the same time, for something like this, in this situation, it should be the person who's most fit to make this movie. Someone who is going to deliver an amazing Star Wars film. And the problem that I have right now is that she doesn't really have a very great filmography. She's only directed some documentaries, she's directed some episodes of like Miss Marvel, but she's never done a huge, big, blockbuster movie. So to give her the keys to the kingdom and say, "Here you go, a Star Wars movie," based off of a character that a lot of people have a lot of problems with in her previous trilogy, I don't know if that was the right move. This new Rey movie has to be spectacular to get everyone back on board, because the trilogy that she had with The Force Awakens and all that, there's a lot of divide in the fan base, and this new Rey movie has to be amazing to get everyone on the same page. But when you started off with the director making a quick comment like that and then saying that people are going to be uncomfortable in your film, it's not a great start. And I just want a good movie. Like, it could be a guy directing a girl. It shouldn't really matter what's in between your legs to make a good Star Wars movie. Like, it genuinely shouldn't. It should just be someone that has a passion for the IP, that can deliver something that's really engaging, that fans are going to really, really like. Who cares if it's a guy, girl, alien, dog, cat? Like, what does it matter? For example, I come from a Portuguese family, so what if the next director for a Star Wars movie is Portuguese? Are we going to say, oh, the first Portuguese director? Christian Ronald, the new Star Wars director. Oh my god, the first Portuguese director. Like, who cares? It should just be new director, has some great ideas for this movie. Let's go ahead and, follow and get excited for this film. But when you turn it all into, oh, the first female director, I'm going to make men feel uncomfortable, it's going to be different, you're targeting the fan base and dividing it when you need to be bringing it all together, I don't know. I genuinely hope this movie is good because, like I said, I like the Rey character. I didn't mind her trilogy, and I'm really hoping that this next movie is great. But just some of the comments that are starting, I guess, in the whole startup of this movie, because it's not even in production yet, it worries me a little bit. I think I'm a fan that's kind of like in the middle. I'm not someone who's going to be like, oh, like this woman is crazy, like shut her up, don't let her say anything, she's ruining Star Wars. But I'm also not going to be someone that's like, oh, like she can say whatever she wants, it's time for the Force to be female. Like, you know the whole thing. You know how people react online. I'm kind of someone in the middle. I can see both sides. At the end of the day, though, like I said, I hope this movie's good, and it shouldn't matter if it's a guy or a girl or whoever directing the movie. It honestly shouldn't, because Star Wars especially is not meant to be some, like, gender political thing, and it's supposed to be fun and exciting with great characters that are male, female, aliens, you name it. Like, some of my favorite characters in Star Wars are females, like Asajj Ventress and Ahsoka and Rey. Princess Leia, like there's just so many great female characters, and you don't need to change the whole genre into this like female empowerment Star Wars thing, because you don't need to do that. All you need is great female characters, regardless if it's a female director, male director, or whatever. But yeah, I'm done that quick little rant. This video's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I know there's a lot of discourse online about this topic right now, so I'm really curious to see what all of you have to say.